Hey, what is up guys? It's Gokipon the Time Lord here, bringing you another deck profile. This is going to be my 100 watt deck profile, and right now it's kind of the go-between between my gadget deck. I'm not sure which one I'm going to be running at the regionals here in Seattle, but it's either going to be Hunter family or it's going to be gadgets. So into the profile, of course we have Triple Paw Hunter. He just allows you to normal summon that extra level 4 light thunder type monster. And same deal with Ma Hunter, she does the same type of thing. One Thunder King Ryo, a very powerful stun card. Even though you do want to do a lot of searching in this deck, you can play around it, just put up Thunder King, set a bunch of back row, and you're good to go. It hurts your opponent a lot more than it's going to be hurting you. 2 Pylon Prism, just because he is a level 4 tuner, which allows you to go into the level 8 Synchros. Triple Thunder Seahorse, no real reason to explain. He searches all of your monsters except Thunder King and Honest. For the Watt engine, we have Triple Watt Cobra, the Stratos of Watts, basically. You poke for 1,000 and add another copy of himself or Watt Giraffe to your hands. And then finally, of course, the 2 Watt Giraffes. When he inflicts the damage when he attacks directly, basically it locks your opponent out of doing anything for the rest of your turn, so they can't respond to any type of thing you would do. So if you go like Ma Hunter, summon Watt Giraffe, and then you go like Battle Phase, Watt Giraffe, attack directly, your opponent can't, if that attack goes through, your opponent cannot do anything else to stop you from doing anything. So from there, you can go and just make any rank 4 that you would like to, and your opponent cannot respond to its summon, which is pretty great. Lastly, of course, it is a light deck, so gotta have that Honest. So there's 18 monsters in total. Spells, got 8 of them. Triple Recycling Batteries. This card is super good, just because it allows this deck to have an amazing grind game. You just go Recycling Batteries, get back this, and you're back in the game. Even opening up with one of these isn't terrible, as long as you open up with 2 different Thunder type of monsters, because then even if you aren't able to get any other monsters to your hand, you can keep reusing those same 2 dudes, and it just puts a lot of advantage back in your favor, especially during the grind game when you're going to be going low on resources. Triple MST, no real explanation needed, just, back row format. You gotta tear through your opponent's back row somehow. 1 Book of Moon, very versatile card. It's just amazing, and I think it is one of the power spells this format along with MST. Lastly, 1 Dark Hole. It's one of the staples. No real reason not to run it right now. It's still a pretty good card for this format. On to traps, we got 14 of them. You got your staples, 4 staples: Compulse, Warning, Bottomless, and Torrential. No explanation really needed. They're the staple traps. Triple Fiendish Chain. Gotta stop your opponent's effects, especially Fire Fist Bear. Having a bear just pop your stuff and attacking you is never good, so you want to stop that from happening. 2 Mirror Force, very good against Fire Fists. Triple Threatening Roar prevents you from getting OTK'd and makes sure that your tiny monsters could stay on the board longer to net you more advantage through Watt Cobra, Giraffe, anything like that. And in the same vein as the Space Typhoon, we've got the 2 Dust Tornado, just tearing through your opponent's back row. Onto the side deck, we have 1 DD Crow, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Max C, 2 Fossil Dyna. Those are the monsters. Fossil Dyna is extremely good against basically any special summon deck, because when you're going up against something like Heretics, Mermail, or Geargia, what I always do is, go into the double Max C, double Fossil Dyna. They start going off, you go Max C, you draw into the Fossil Dyna, you use Threatening Roar to stop their OTK, plan, and then you go Fossil Dyna to wipe their board or lock them out of the game. Then One Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos, pretty self-explanatory. It doesn't hurt this deck that much. The only thing it gets in the way of is this. You can play around it. Double DNA Surgery shuts down, Spellbooks and Bujin, stuff like that. Overworked, good against Fire Fist, Harpies, Bujin, anything that's going to be changing their attack. Soul Drain, again, more Mermail hate in the side deck. And one Trap Stun just for super back row. Heavy decks allows you to push through, go for game. Onto the extra deck. We have one Abyss Dweller, just, stopping Mermails even more. Two Constellar Omegas. Now, I find 2 is a more preferable number because it can protect itself from your opponent's back row. And in a format like this, where, almost every deck is playing stuff like Fiendish Chain, Mirror Force, and, Dimensional Prison, stuff like that, Omega is just really powerful. And that's why I'm running 2 of him and no M7, just because M7 doesn't really work with your strategy a ton. I mean, sure, getting cards back to your hand and bouncing your opponent's cards is really great, but for the strategy of this deck, it is kind of an aggro Watts type of deck, so you're going to want to be just pushing for that damage, and if you get Mirror Forced, you can just detach, push through, get the damage in, and stuff like that. So I think 2 Omegas is really good for this deck. Then we have one Paladynamo. Of course, he gets around any opponent's card that's just, getting in your way. You make him turn one of your opponent's monsters attack to 0, negate its effects. When you destroy it, you get to draw a card. One Daigusto Emerald. I'm not really sure how necessary this card is, just because triple recycling batteries seems to be a bit better for the grinds game, so Daigusto Emerald could possibly come out, but it is also a good card for allowing you to shuffle back to 3 and draw 1 card, so, debating on his role in this deck right now, but I think it is fairly decent, at least. And especially, he is good in many other decks, but in this deck, I think recycling batteries, you could probably replace Emerald. Next up, one Diamond Direwolf just pops those problem cards that are going to be getting in your way. And of course, one Exciton Knight. Now, Exciton Knight, in this deck especially, I think is extremely powerful. For one, I mean, you can make him easily. I mean, any rank 4 deck can do that, right? But the thing that makes Exciton very powerful in this deck is the fact that going one of Ma or Pa, either one of them, into a Watt Giraffe, if you get that Watt Giraffe attack off successfully, next turn, or in your main phase 2, sorry, you can make this guy and your opponent can literally not respond to it at all. So if you're down in card advantage and you go these guys, you get his attack off, go into Exciton, your opponent cannot respond, and they're going to lose all their shit. And it's extremely good for this deck. One Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Another card I'm thinking about that could be dropped just because taking 3 normal summons, like going Pa into Ma into something else, can deplete your hands pretty fast. And also, Ouroboros is a very good card, but I think there are cards in the main deck that can deal with the problems better than he can. So, again, along with Emerald, this could be swapped out, and I've been testing other things in its place. So, it's kind of whatever you think. And so when I go to regionals, I probably will not be playing Emerald or Ouroboros, but for right now, they're still in the profile, still kind of testing around with them, so yeah. One Cowboy, burn for game, no explanation really needed. Maystroke, just a pretty staple rank 4. And same thing with 101. you know, you make him steal your opponent's monster and protect yourself. It's just a great card all around. One black Ship of Corn gets around the annoying stuff like Zen mains and whatnot. And then because we do have the level 4 tuner that you can get with Ma or Pa, you can make Stardust Spark Dragon an extremely powerful card, and Crimson Blader, very good against like Heretics, Mermails, Girgia, anything like that. And Thought Ruler Archfiend, who himself is also a very powerful card just for the fact that he can negate himself from being targeted, and he can allow you to gain a ton of life points when he destroys stuff. So yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, it's either going to be some variation of this or my gadget deck that I will be taking to the Seattle Regionals. If you're there and you like my videos, feel free to, you know, say hi and whatnot. And, you know, you can subscribe for more content if you like this stuff, and I will catch you later. Bye.